All right, I am sick, so I'm probably going to talk as much as this one. But after taking a day off, I really want to keep up the momentum on this because I really want to get this product done. And so we're going to continue pushing a little bit. So my voice is going to be a little weird, but this is where we kind of stopped at last time. And then I mentioned that we need to one, set up Supabase, and two, we need to also we're about to get into OpenAI's APIs. Um, so let's start here. When a user clicks the button, also I love building things. So I was gonna build it, and then I thought if I came back and all this stuff was built without me recording it, then it wouldn't really be helpful for anyone who's watching. So I'll probably just talk a little less. Every candidate, it's even hard to read. I do not feel well. Every candidate gets a unique ID. Okay. Okay, we're going to start with this one first. So this is basically saying anytime that a candidate is saved, check the candidate database to see if there's a matching candidate with the same combination of first name, last name, and email. Because we know that if we get enough companies, like let's say in our city, if we get enough companies that are going to adopt this, like it's more than likely that some candidates, companies are going to use the same candidates, and we don't want it to be like if you've ever applied for a job on Monday.com. For some reason, they set up different database instances, and so you have to keep creating new Monday.com user accounts for every company that you apply to. And I think that's stupid. So what we're going to do is we're basically going to separate. We're essentially going to separate candidates from employers, but we're going to allow employers to be tagged to specific candidates. So that employers can have their same list of candidates that they have. But if another employer also includes candidates from employer one, there'll be separate instances in terms of the database, but they'll be kind of cross-linked so that we don't have a bunch of duplicate candidates rolling around. And again, I told you that later on, we'll probably launch something that allows candidates to have their own reference one link that they can just send to employers or attach to the bottom of their resumes or cover letters that says like, "Hey, here are my references," and I'll have like basically the references talking to the AI agents that we're going to build, and hopefully at that point we can also have employers that can go ahead and take their job description, overlay it on top of the candidate's reference one link, and then it'll automatically create a score based on the references and what the employer is looking for. So that's why we want there to be a single candidate database, but also be attached to different employers. So let's go ahead and put that in. I have OpenAI because I didn't want y'all to see like all the login and stuff. I had to make sure that the keys that I've been creating, I've been testing as a developer account over OpenAI with Zapier and a bunch of other tools for probably a year and a half now. So I have a couple of OpenAI keys I needed to delete, but man, I do not feel good. But these OpenAI keys, they're really helpful if you separate them out for different tasks. One, so that you can see the usage costs. So if you have multiple products on the same OpenAI developer account, you can kind of see, okay, this product is pulling more, it's having more usage. So maybe I want to use 4.0 mini, or this, this product is not getting as much value. The customers of this product is not getting enough value. So maybe I need to up that to 01 or 03. So I really like how they allow you to separate out. Okay. Oh, wow. It didn't. Oh, it's still doing local storage. Okay, cool, cool, cool. I mean, here's the thing. Again, I want to hold off Supabase for a while. I know some people do Supabase first. Like I saw that in the Reddit feed. I like to do mine late because then it basically you can say, all right, create the schema in Supabase, and it'll do all the stuff that you've worked on, like first. Whereas, like if you do the Supabase first and you change how your data works or interacts with each other, even if you have a document as detailed as this one, which isn't super detailed, but it's pretty detailed. It's how many words? It's 2,000 words, but some of that is not like I didn't type all of that. And so you have a detailed thing that will help you, a detailed document that will help you. However, you still want to make sure that you're using Supabase at the right time. Because if you do it too early, you might have to change some things. And from what I've read, the reason why I came up with that is because I've read a bunch of stuff in like the Bolt Discord about the Supabase integration, like kind of breaking at different points. And I'm not saying it's a cause and effect thing. It could just be random correlation. However, people who use people who have Supabase and then build their app, um, they typically are the ones who have problems later on because the Supabase is kind of like a little confused. And so if that were to happen to you, I would say remove the Supabase connection and create a new one and see if that works. And only because like I feel like at the end of the day, like databases are just like you're just interlinking different pieces of information, and so when you change how that information is linked, sometimes when Bolt is trying to communicate with Supabase, like this endpoint can get confused if it already created a database schema. And if you don't know what a database schema is, or you haven't built one from scratch, it sucks. Which is why things like Firebase and Supabase got built. But essentially, like once you start changing your database schema, or you start changing how the data gets related to each other, you change the database schema, and it's a lot easier to just like start with the data that you want than it is to build the schema and then add new data later. I mean, it's kind of like weird because I imagine how I feel about Bolt is how a lot of people feel about calculators versus Excel. It's like I did so much on the Zapier side, and then before that, just like trying to like build on Flash, and so in Dreamweaver, and so you kind of have to understand the basics of building things, and it'll help you a little bit in how you build on new products. And so, okay, uh, that was a long diatribe. Okay, cool. So the reason that that isn't there is because it did not save the position. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do what I said I was gonna do. I'm gonna just create some. In the last video, it annoyed me that I had to keep going back to jobs. I'm gonna hide my LinkedIn because honestly, like I didn't create this to be known. So I guess now you know what my name is. I didn't think that really mattered to anyone. I just wanted to build cool things together. Okay, so let's get some jobs in. See if we can find something interesting. So I will say, at a certain point, this product is not going to be usable without some test cases, and so I'm probably going to need to reach out to some of my friends who like run staffing agencies or freelancers, and to see if they want to participate because I need someone to run references, and I don't know how to do that. It's going to be really hard to do that without. Okay, that's one. Let's add two more. Again, just one of those things I should have probably done before we got here. It's interesting what LinkedIn thinks I would be good at. I'm not saying I'm not looking for a job. I would love to have a job, but I don't think I'm qualified for these. Or, sorry, I don't think the people who are hiring for these roles would think I am qualified for the role. I'm pretty. All right, slow computer, let's do this. All right, instead, I'm just going to do two jobs because this is taking way too long. And I imagine anyone who's watching this is definitely either fast forward or clicked off by now. But my computer's moving really slow, and I imagine it's because I'm recording. Okay, let's do that. Also, LinkedIn hogs way more CPU than it should on legacy Rails. All right, cool. Let's close all that down. I think it's because LinkedIn like serves a new instance for every tab that's open, and it really shouldn't. It's just sorry, it should take from Bolt and use like something like micro or StackBlitz and use micro containers. Okay, cool. Not that took way more time than it should have taken, but here we are. The worst is when you go through all that work and then you put this stuff in and you realize Bolt changed something else that you did not want it to change. That's fine. Close, please. And then let's use this job. It really doesn't matter. Okay. Cool. Those persisted. All right. So now at gmail.com. We're just gonna do that real quick. Okay. So we got there. And now we're gonna add in like the other layers of. So what should happen is that I click in and I should see all the references that they get, which I'll show you in a second how that's gonna work. At least I hope it works. Actually like how this is done, so I'm actually gonna probably not use this. This is what I had written. So I'll probably won't use this at all. I might use this though. I really like that they should be grouped. Okay. Saved by a user. All right, I think this word database is going to I don't know why I'm nervous. I think it's because I don't feel well. I feel like I need to get it right, but like I don't need to get this right at all. I should just run it like I normally would run these prompts. Yeah, so since it's an MVP, like I said before, I usually just let it cook because I'm more focused on the functionality than I am for the design. Because if you're solving something that's needed, like you don't need as much as you think for it to be a perfect design, um, depending on like a few different like things about it. But the main one is that you how should I put this? Like if you're solving something that's a really big need, the UI will be less important to the person you're solving the need for at the early adopter stage. Now, once you get further towards, the follower market and mass adoption, like sure you gotta like update your stuff because otherwise people won't try it. But at the very beginning stages, when you're just trying to get your first like 1 to 2 customers just to like test it out for you, you're really going after functionality more than anything. Let's see what it changed to. Okay. Case insensitive. Good call. Because I would not have said that. You deleted those. Yeah. Okay. Okay. See, like this is what shouldn't happen. See right here, prevent form submission of duplicates or fine. That shouldn't happen. So instead of this, the same candidate ID. A candidate is already in the database. It should the application should simply allow the same candidate with the same unique candidate ID to exist under multiple users. Okay, so here's where something bit me in the butt. I've been saying users and I should have been saying employers the whole time because now, yeah, that was That's going to bite me in the butt later. Not right now, but later. It'll bite me in the butt. I knew I didn't want to get into organizations quite yet. However, like, what could happen is that, I mean, I guess I could say later on that the user can be a part of an organization, and that there can be users underneath an organization that all have access to the same candidate pool. Yeah, once we get into like permissioning and things like that, we'll probably need someone to do like a custom build out. This probably won't be the best use case for this. Like, I just happened to catch that they were gonna. Okay, cool. Sounds like that worked. Okay. Cool. Okay, so I did what I wanted to do there. Okay, should we? See, I haven't done the scoring yet, and that's kind of throwing me off. Okay, so I'm here now. I gotta see. Okay. Candidates should be grouped. All right. Let's stop here for a second. So what we're going to do now is we'll do this for the next like 8 minutes. So it'll be a 30-minute video. Essentially what we're going to do now is we're going to make sure that the candidates are grouped. And but at first we need it to know where the candidate score is, because right there we're saying it should be sorted by the candidate score from high to low. But I haven't told it what the score should be at. So okay, yeah, I haven't gone into scoring yet, so these are too early. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay, I didn't. Okay, crap. Okay, so now I got to figure out how we're gonna do the scoring. So I'm gonna figure that out, and then here I'm gonna add this real quick, just so that we can group them together. And then I got to figure out how to phrase the scoring. This is gonna be interesting, for sure. This is gonna be interesting because the scoring needs to be. Someone takes the transcription of the call with the AI agent and then runs it through a scoring rubric, which means I have to do the AI call agent next. So we're going to come back to that. I'm going to highlight this so that I know I've already run that. And then the next one is we're going to come down here and try and start on the ElevenLabs app. Cool. See you on the next vid. Slow computer, help me out.